Alright, Schlockmeister fans, when I was a kid, this movie was called Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn. It's now commonly just known as The Deadly Spawn, and it's classic. Let's check it out. Our movie starts with a meteorite crashing.
What was that? Hey! I gotta get a picture of this. Hey, don't forget the flash attachment.
The other guy went back to the tent.
Where's the flash gun? Hey! Where is it?
But he's not long for this world either. This is our first couple. I believe this is Sam and Barb.
I don't suppose this changes our plans.
Oh, definitely. We'll be about 2 or 3 minutes late.
They also have first victim written all over them. Sam goes down to his basement, regrets that decision immediately. Whatever came out of that meteorite is now in a home. Eating. Barb goes down to check on her man and suffers the same fate. And we finally get a look at that creature. At another nearby home, we meet Charles, a little kid there. He's into horror movies, just like me. Wonder if he's into German sex movies, too. Well, this is Charles later on. He's put one of his costumes on, and he's wandering into his own basement. I don't think this is the same house as before. Then again, maybe I'm wrong, because he finds a lot of blood splattered all over the place. And then he sees this. Yep, clearly that's the same house. And then he spots the big creature, which kind of looks like Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors, except with several extra heads and a lot more teeth. And babies. Later on, these 3 kids stumble upon one of the little baby eel things, whatever the hell it is.
Like a freak of nature.
Meanwhile, Charles is in the basement being very still because I think he's figured out that they can't see, but they can definitely hear. So he tests that theory. Meanwhile, at a nearby house, some blue-haired ladies are getting together for a party. This woman likes ceramic apes.
The creepy feeling is not scientific. I vote we show it to your uncle and ask him what he thinks. Monsters from outer space are pure ignorance. Look, we still have a lot of books to go through here.
Back at the ladies' house, one of those babies from perhaps the house next door has wandered out. I bet he's not alone either.
Of the grade 8 for some reason.
When she's not paying attention, one of those baby things decides to crawl into the food processor. Where it gets promptly processed. And promptly eaten. Which promptly sickens them. And then its brothers and sisters chase them all around the house. But they do manage to battle their way out of the house. Back where the teenagers are, they find a body, or what's left of it. And the creature's made its way from the basement. At one point, it starts itself on fire. And then a friend comes over who has no idea what's going on there, and they have to save her. Eventually the creature gets in. And gets ahead. The guy in the blue shirt starts to panic. As the creature stalks the house, Charles has a plan. He's going to try to make a bomb using one of his latex masks as a lure. So he's got some explosive putty inside this latex mask, and he's trying to lure the creature out to take a bite out of it. Eventually he shoves it in its mouth, but he's got to plug it in now. There's a plug hanging out of there. But he gets briefly distracted. But he finally plugs in and that thing explodes. Meanwhile, throughout the city, everyone's going on a hunt now to wrap up and capture or kill all the other critters that are out there. Our last scene in the movie, though, shows a mountain, and there is a giant creature inside of it. Alright, let's talk about The Deadly Spawn. Now, this is a movie I discovered at my video store. I say my video store. It's a store that I ended up working at after I got out of high school and worked my way through college at. TNR Video in Two Rivers, Wisconsin. But I discovered this at their store when I was a kid, long before I ever worked there. And it was that's kind of what the box looked like. It was a big, giant box, and it looked intriguing, so I picked it up and watched it. And I brought it home, and I copied it, and I thought it was a fantastic film. And this film, I must say, does stand the test of time. What we got here is kind of like a throwback to the old monster movies from the 40s and 50s and stuff. And I happen to be watching a lot of those movies, the real movies right now as we speak. So when I see something here that says they came to Earth to feed on human flesh, it just kind of harkens back to that time. So this one is so well done, though. It's unbelievable. So anyway, it was filmed in New Jersey. What we have here is a meteorite crashes to the ground, and some sort of alien spore or something was there. It came out of it, and a creature of some sort. Immediately kills the two campers who discover it in the woods. Next thing you know, this creature with several heads, it kind of looks like that thing, finds its way into somebody's basement and basically kills anybody who comes down there. Meanwhile, the thing keeps growing and growing, and it spawns off little creatures, these little eel-like worm things that crawl around the floor. There was a fantastic scene with the old ladies. They're having some sort of bridge party or something, I don't know, and they're eating their food, and the one got grounded up inside the food processor. They were eating it, chasing around the living room, biting them and stuff. I remember watching that as a kid, and I was just laughing my ass off, and it's still pretty damn funny all these years later. Ultimately, we have a big creature inside this house. We have a few survivors. They get killed off one by one. And then there's this kid named Charles who's like a horror fan. He's got a horror movie poster. I saw a movie poster for Vault of Horror hanging up in his room. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a movie I reviewed at one point on my previous channel. He figures out, he gets one of his latex masks. He puts some sort of putty in it, some sort of explosive putty. He lures the creature out with it and stuffs it in the creature's mouth. He's got to plug it into the wall socket then, and then It blows the creature up, and end of story, or at least we think. Turns out there's still a lot of these little spores running around town, and so the town kind of like sets up a hunt. They're all going around tasing these things, killing them, and they think they've pretty much wrapped them all up. And then the last scene in the movie is this unbelievably giant worm coming out of the mountainside, and then presumably going to rain terror all over the place. So anyway, that is The Deadly Spawn. Now, again, when I rented this movie, I believe the VHS box said Return of the Aliens Deadly Spawn. At least that's how I wrote it on my movie list. It still stays on that way, my list to this day. However, I think it actually said Return of the Aliens, The Deadly Spawn. I think that's what it says, but whatever, who knows. This movie came out, I think Synapse put this out, the special edition DVD. This came out maybe 2003, 4, 5, something like that. This guy's been around quite a while, actually. There's also a Blu-ray floating out there by Elite. Now, I think I've read something online that people aren't all that impressed with the Elite's Blu-ray, and I think Synapse, or maybe perhaps another company, is actually working on another Blu-ray coming soon. I don't know, but this DVD is pretty darn good, if you ask me. It's been around for a while, like I said, but it's pretty good. It got some audio commentary and all kinds of good stuff. Alternate ending. I actually should check that out because I haven't seen an alternate opening sequence. That's what it says. So, but anyway, it's a really cool movie. It's got some great gore, and it doesn't seem really cheesy, to be honest with you. It's very well done. There's no point where you think, oh my God, that's a guy in a rubber monster suit. It isn't like that at all. There's some severed heads and just a lot of gore. It's pretty damn good and pretty funny. So I highly, highly recommend The Deadly Spawn. So anyway, I looked on Amazon. The Blu-ray is like $120 if you want to buy that. So I would stay away from that. Like I said, I think there's another one coming. If somebody can explain the whole Blu-ray situation in the comments below, I'd love to hear what exactly the deal is. Is the Blu-ray not that great? Who knows? Whatever. But anyway, the regular DVD, this one right here, you can still get it for about $20. So if you don't have this movie, you should freaking get it because it's great. So anyway, The Deadly Spawn, good stuff. Let me know what you think about it. Leave some comments. Watch it. Bye.